Hey there, we need to talk, fam. I was shuffling the cards just before like getting in the zone and yeah, just getting centered and all. And the cards just flew out and I stood like a lemon saying like, oh my god, oh my god, like a blooming lemon again for like 5 minutes. I was like, we need to talk. There's a message for the family here, especially that as I was doing the reading, there's like a ladybug that landed on the window just behind the camera. And that to me is just a sign of abundance, ease, flow. It just feels easy. It feels like freedom. It feels expansive. So it's a very cute message. And it's just, for those who never gave up on their heart, basically, the energy that I'm being presented is very funny because it feels like it's coming through the back door. Beautiful blessings. You saw it on the thumbnail. Is like a lot of energy, beautiful blessings coming in, but very unexpectedly, because we've been focusing on a lot of the memories, all the things coming up, or our nervous system presenting us with all of the anxiety, the stress, all these things. And we've been focused on that because this is what was being presented, and we've been hard at work, we've been doing the healing. And so it's almost like we haven't been seeing what we were stepping into. We haven't noticed ourselves transforming, which is not bad. There's nothing wrong with that. But it happened without us even noticing it. That's the kind of energy that is being presented, and that's very fun. Something is coming in hot, something is coming in quick, and it's gonna be the kind of beautiful news that we didn't know we needed. Again, it's like we've been focusing on our stuff. We've been having our head into the mud for quite a while. It feels like it, energetically wise, at least. Like collectively, this is kind of the energy that we've been in. We've been super focused on what's right in front of us. For most of us, there was a lot relative to the healing. There was a lot relative to what was just happening in our lives, in our daily lives. So again, it's like this has been happening under the scene for quite a while, I'm hearing, but we just completely missed it. We just didn't see it at all because we were so focused elsewhere. And it's just ready to just blow up in our faces, basically. And it's just oh, oh my god, that's so cool. I didn't expect it. It's the kind of realization, it's so cool that we're receiving that, but on another end, we're not. We're kind of surprised because we were not looking forward to that, but we're not actually all that surprised because we know we've been putting in the work. It's kind of freaking well-deserved kind of energy at this point. But it deals with, especially we got the Ace of Wands, the Page of Wands, so new beginning. Something that I genuinely feel we were not fully looking forward to, but something which is so exciting, so passionate. Before I was shuffling another deck, and like the card that slept out of the deck was of course the passion, right? The passion card, and it's this kind of energy of there is something coming in hot, coming in very quickly, taking us by surprise, which is reigniting our heart in a way we had forgotten. That's the kind of energy that we're being presented with. There's also a lot of romance, and it's the energy of romance, not only romance as in partnerships. It's romanticizing our lives, romanticizing about ourselves. It also means something for the singles out there. You. But there's this kind of energy, like the ladybug that was on the window earlier. It feels like ease. It feels like all of a sudden a blockage that was there has been lifted, and now that the dam has opened, there's so much water flowing in, there's so much energy coming in all of a sudden. It's like, oh my god, we were not expecting that. We had forgotten what it felt like. It's this kind of energy, but yet again, it's not completely all out of the blue, because we know that we were the one working on breaking that dam down in the first place. And that just feels, it's the kind of energy. It's like we're moving. This is literally us moving away from heartbreak. So yet again, that's why I feel like it's not fully surprising. It's like it feels really good when it happens, but we've been working on it for quite a darn while now. So, but you know, like, beautiful energy. The funny thing is that it's really a lesson, because back of the deck energy, the devil, it's kind of the energy of us working through our things in tandem with Mother Earth, in tandem with the collective, in tandem with this world wanting to ascend, right? And we've been working in tandem with all of that, and we've been doing in the work, and I feel like, you know, there are still some things coming through, but that means that we haven't been seeing all the ways in which we have transformed. And that's very much like what I'm hearing is, it's not so surprising what is happening, because it's us. It's just, it feels like home, it feels natural, it just feels good, you know? It feels like it's flowing, there's no compromise, there's no sacrifice. It just feels like we can relax into fully being ourselves with that new opportunity, with that new beginning. It just feels so exciting, it feels like us, and that is very, very, very welcomed. But yet again, it comes with this element of big surprise. I'm wanting to tune, like, now I'm being indicated, you know, it's time also for the people out there, for the fam, to take a moment to notice how much they've grown. Because we're the kind of people here who don't really take a lot of time to just sit down and reflect on who we have become, you know? It's this kind of energy. Do you realize how far you've come? The cards are funny. Luck and success, of course. And there it comes again. The passion, aka the passion. It's the beetroot, the passion. We go. It's very much reigniting our heart after having walked through the night and having realized that all of these things that were closing the heart down, they're all illusions. They're all lies, all wounds. Nothing wrong with that, but it's just over. We're over that. I still drink a lot when I'm doing that. Cards wise, I got cards all over the place now. Funny thing, the first message which is coming through, longevity and vitality. Health is a big thing here, and I feel like this is something that we're observing physically, not just mentally, mental health, emotional health, but also physically. We're noticing like a lot of minor benign ailments or things with the body which are just disappearing. We're even, and that's the funny thing, is like we're even forgetting about it. We're realizing with like 1 to 2 months, with a 1 to 2 months delay, oh my god, I haven't been dealing with that in a few months, and I've completely forgotten about it because it just went away. And so all of a sudden we forgot about it, that we were dealing with that in the first place. It feels like this, yeah, it feels like benign ailments. You know, it's like you notice that your body is struggling a little with that, a little with that. Something that feels chronic. I'm not gonna say chronic disease because that doesn't feel benign to say at all, but it's kind of benign things that we've been dealing with for quite some years now. That was just, I feel like, on the back burner because it's not too big of a deal for the body to be focusing all of its resources onto it right now, because we were dealing with other things till now. So, you know, it's just like, yeah, it's there, but it's not too much of a problem, so might as well just ignore it for the time being. And we're just noticing with a lot of delay that it just went away and we completely forgot about it. Another thing, attraction. I'm hearing glow up, I'm not gonna lie, peeps. I'm not gonna lie, I'm hearing glow up, I'm hearing attraction, but it's still on that same theme around the body shifting physically in ways you can see to match the updated frequency that you're entertaining, basically. You know, it's as the energy body starts expanding and starts taking more and more space until it eventually overtakes the entire system, the physical body just expresses that, you know, it just reflects that more and more and more. So yeah, I'm saying you feeling much more attractive, literally, but also you noticing in the mirror that the person staring back at you doesn't look quite the same. Looks much more confident, looks good. And there's a lot of confidence that comes with that, but you know it's coming with this healed state. It's just because the body is upgrading alongside the energy one, you know? So that is very, very cool. And that is literally what we're talking about. Luck and success. A lot of greens too, so, you know, comes from the heart. There was a side message that came through earlier that was about a lot of the things that we have been dealing with and that we're still dealing with, you know, because we're forever expanding. We're never stopping. We're always wanting more. the the energy was like, especially to some people, the anxiety and the stress that the nervous system expresses. They're symptoms of deeper wounds, obviously, you know that. But where the anxiety, where the fear would have us looking, isn't where the wound is actually located. Where you would be tempted to look to, listening to your fear, I don't know, I'm afraid of this thing, so because of my fear, I would be tempted to look in this direction because this is where I think I would be capable of resolving the issue. Nah, that's where the symptom is, but that's not where the cause is, and that's not where the power comes from. And that is very much a callback to the heart. This is something that we've been realizing a lot. It's like, yes, the fear, the ego mind, which is the one wanting to do its best yet struggling a little bit with the fear, you know, would have us wanting to look towards where the fear is pulling us, and it's just never where the solution is found. It was Einstein quote that I have no idea how it goes, obviously, but that was along the lines of the mind that created the problem cannot be the mind that resolves it. And it's kind of the energy is where the problem is isn't where the solution is. And where is the solution? In the heart. It's always there. So that's where I feel like it's success, it's luck, it feels good, it's like a new opportunity, which is like reigniting in a new way a fire within our hearts. But it's based of love. You know, all of this abundance, this freedom, all these things, they are all correlated to the heart space. It's all coming from love. It's abundance because we're in love. We're free because we're in love. We look good because we're in love. It's just love at the end of the day. It's the only thing that is really, you know, it's just a frequency, basically. And all of these other things, abundance, freedom, light, they're all ways in which love is being expressed through different lenses, you know? But we're always coming back to it. And I feel that this new beginning that we're seeing with all of these wands here, it's exciting, but it all comes from the heart. It's all the love. And that is nice to hear. Also, yeah, no, not also, it's just a lot of abundance is coming through, but also here as well it's gonna feel surprising because this abundance isn't just money, it includes money. Yes, it totally does, but not only. It's so much more than just money. It's money and a lot more else. So I'm hearing like a lot of connections with people with whom we feel much more appeased, like best friends kind of energy coming through here, and opportunities, and just stumbling onto the people who just are happy to be here, you know, attuning slowly but forevermore to the new earth, and just stumbling onto the people who are also committed to the heart. So we're just starting to stumble more and more and more, bumping into the people who are just so happy to be here, who are loving, who are smiling, who are just free from all of this drama that we have let go of, which is now residing in the past, you know? So very, very exciting energy. This is not where Spirit was guiding me earlier, but that is still a very interesting thing to discuss. So what else? There was a calling to self-reflect onto what had happened. I'm sorry if I started a little today, and we didn't get to that just yet. The things to reflect on are, when it comes to how far you've come, is definitely think of how you felt 5 years ago. Just think of how you felt 5 years ago and try to pretend that today you feel the same. It's gonna be hard. What I'm hearing is very much we have changed so much in our state of being and thus in how we perceive the world, that who we used to be and who we are today literally feel like two different people. We see that it's the same person because we, from our perspective, obviously we see it's the same soul, it's the same experience, but the bodies, the outer reflections, the identities, all of the outer layers, they've been changing so much. So much. We could be looking very, very different. We could be thinking extraordinarily different, feeling completely different. Many people don't even recognize us in 5 years. What to most people back then would have taken 5 lifetimes, we did in 5 years. That's something to be proud of, babe. That's something to be really, really proud of, because that is really impressive for how quick and fast you grow because of you choosing yourself. Yeah, by the way, you know, it's not really an energetic law, but you can still perceive it this way. As in, it's not a fundamental law, but it's a bit of a consequential law that you tend to observe in the world. The law of cause and consequence. You know, those who choose to do nasty will suffer the consequences of it, because they will be matched with us so as to have the opportunity to discover and to see whether they prefer that or not. You have been committing to your heart and you have been following your heart despite what felt like adversity, despite what felt like going against all odds. You stood clear and grounded in your heart, and you stood dedicated to where your heart was guiding you. You shall suffer the consequences of that now, baby. I'm afraid you shall experience happiness and love. Why? Because these are the consequences of staying in your heart. Didn't like it? Well, that's too late now. But that's something I'm hearing, is like you've been choosing yourself over and over and over again for so long and for so many years. I'm hearing even so much time. You felt like not a lot was changing, so much so that the mind's been populated with many doubts over time of, is it even worth it, of things of that kind. Give it a few more days. What I'm hearing is your mind is not ready for what's about to happen. Other things to be extremely proud of when it comes to how much you've grown. I'm hearing the sound of your voice is very different than it used to be. And that is a very particular thing, I feel, because this isn't something that we would personally realize about ourselves. This is more something that we would realize when people notice it and make comments about it, which I guess making comments about someone's voice is not necessarily the most common kind of compliment or remarks that you would get. So I do get this may be a little bit of a hard one to really see about ourselves. But I'm also hearing like the ways in which you express yourself. Do you realize how much you used to care about fitting in social groups in comparison to today, where how much you do not care about fitting anywhere, that you're just so happy to be you? Oh yes, there are the insecurities, there are the doubts, of course. The journey doesn't stop. It'll stop the day you die. Do you want that? No, we don't. We want to keep on living, we want to keep on playing, we want to keep on expanding. And that's the fun of it, in a way. But what was I saying? How little you care about fitting in with someone else because of how comfortable you feel within your own presence, despite a few insecurities here and there, and despite a few things that you still want to explore about yourself. You are so comfortable within yourself and within your own presence that you will not compromise your peace just for the sake of being in someone else's company. And as such, the only people who can tolerate being in your presence, in the presence of someone who will not compromise their peace for the sake of being around someone else, are the people who are just doing the same. And that creates some darn good, pleasant relationships. And so that is something I'm feeling like, to those who have felt a little lonely, to those who have felt like they didn't have many friends, to those who have spent a lot of time on their own, which yet again Spirit is wanting to say there's nothing wrong with that. Yes, it can feel a bit of a challenging experience at first as you're getting to know yourself, and this is a bit of an unavoidable moment in our lives, because it is in the silence and when we are in our own presence that we get to know the one we're present with ourselves. So this isolatory, is that even a word? This isolation period is necessary. That is coming to an end, and you will realize that you are starting to bump into, or touching on that before a little bit, you're starting to bump into a lot of people that you genuinely feel an easy connection with. It's like you're not even thinking about it. It's just like besties kind of energy, best friends kind of energy. It's like you vibe so effortlessly with the kind of people that are entering into your world because they're just the same. Relative to this topic, that is. Not in the sense they're clones, but in the sense that they believe in the same things. They also chose themselves. They also chose to sing their hearts. So that is something beautiful. And also like the unapologeticness of your expression, of how you express yourself in the world. The fact that you, a little bit similar to what we were just talking about, but the fact you generally do not care as much about how people perceive you whenever you're just talking, whenever you're dressing this way, whenever you're styling your hair in this way. There's caring much less because we have freed ourselves from lies kind of energy here. Transformation is beautiful. It's like, that's just, is a beautiful summary, beautiful sum up of this kind of energy that we've been going. Can you take a moment to reflect, find pictures or emails of 5 years ago if you have them? Who were you? What did your life look like? What did you feel like? What did you think? What were the thoughts inhabiting your mind field? What was going on in your life? Who were you as a being? And who are you today? Oh my God. Transformation is beautiful. And another thing I'm hearing is also do you realize how much more open you are to your, I'm hearing destiny, feels a little off in this context, how much more open you are to your current in life, how much more open you are to, surrendered you are to life, how much more pleasant it feels. These are all things to be extremely proud of. So I do hope that you take the time, a moment out of your day, just to remind yourself that, oh my God, you got this. And that all the work you've been putting in, it's paying off big times. And even if you felt a little behind the curve before, you'll be the kind of person that people come to ask, how did you do that? To which you'll just say, there's no secret, I just chose myself. And you better gotta do it. So yeah, I really, that message came in hot, that message came in like, it felt like urgent for people and myself to hear it. But yeah, there's like, take the time to realize how much you've grown and take the time to be proud of it, because oh my God, are there many things to be proud about yourself. Even if you feel, even if the mind is like, I didn't achieve my goals, I didn't become this, I didn't learn that skill. Oh my God, have you changed? And oh my God, have you grown into such a beautiful person? And tomorrow you'll be even more than that. How amazing is that? Who you're becoming is awesome. Who you've already become is something to be really proud of. And also, prepare yourself, because what is coming in is wild. I'm hearing like this Lionsgate coming in this year. It's gonna rock some boats. Oh, it's gonna be a whole thing. I feel like major turns and unexpected twists of events. Something just real, like our physical realities finally realigning and catching up with the decisions we've made and the choices we've made for ourselves, our dedication to our heart spaces, to following our intuition despite the fears and of the unknown within our minds. Reality is catching up. It didn't so far because it served you for it not to reflect it. immediately. It served you for you to stay in the unknown, to feel the anxiety. It served you because it would show you everything that needs to be released. We're getting a major upgrade now, so get ready for that. Wishing you the best.